Oh, he's going. That was an echidna. Don't know whether it's called Eric or Erica, but it's an echidna. Put some more of that on later, at the end of the video. Might be a couple other creatures too. Anyway, cheers. Yeah, as usual, you know, there's been shit happened, you know, more power outages. Had 3 of them in a row. They were all about 48 hours without power, so that was a lot of fun. Apart from that, the Dunny's blocked, the water pump shit itself, and it's all a major pain in the bloody arse. Major pain in the arse. But, yeah, that's alright. I can drive down the road and shit in the public toilet, and that's fine. Apart from that, I have actually made a bit of progress on the Falcon, so we'll move the camera around. We might get a bit unsteady, but we'll have a look at things. So, hold on. Right, so, here we are. I may talk about the water pump later, but we'll see how we go for time. If not, then, right, here we are, and we're in the world of, I've got to do this before I do that, and I can't do that until I've done this, and I've got to do that before I do that, and then the other depends on whether I'm going to do that or not. It's really confusing, but you got the basic idea, you know, this is all covered, and that bit's visible. But there's stuff underneath there. You know, there's these, you know, these jiggers. We know about them jiggers. I'm sure we know about them jiggers. And they're all underneath there. And then I've got landing lights and stuff that's all under there. And then on top of that, the this wall looks like that out of the box, and it's pretty shit. So I've added all that extra stuff in there along that wall. Give me a minute and I'll show you what that looks like with the other bit in. It's a bit of a mongrel to get in, but it does get in. Just ask Mrs. Marsh. So that sort of fills in there. But then yeah, there's this side, which is the inside of there. I don't know whether you saw that go in or not. So there's a lot of bits I had to add before I had actually got to glue it together, and then yeah, there's the bloody lights. So they're a just a plain LED there, one there, and they both go back to where I'll deal with them later. What's next? Let me think about that. Alright, Also, around here I've got to get those landing lights. They're those bloody cheap ass fairy lights that I bought the other week. You saw them. And they, look, it's a bit convoluted, but they will sit in there like that. And then the deck can go over the top. But there's also those bits and that bit that I've got to be glued in there first. So I've got to get some paint in here, and I've also got to get some paint on the other side first. And the other side is also where I've been going silly. There. I'm pretty sure you can see all the extra bits I've added. They're the white ones. And there's some black and a bit of yellow. You know, you've got to include everyone. That's not the point of this. So yeah, I've had to finish the underside before I can glue these bits in, so I can just paint this bit and just paint in there just with an undercoat, and then I can glue the floor in after I put the lights in, obviously, and then I think I can move forward. So as is obvious, there's a lot of balancing going on. Alright, so that's the bit we're going to paint first, especially along there. That's all the bits I've added. All that down there is just an absolute mess, trying to patch the hole back together, but anyway, that's not what we're doing. We're just going to paint that section and the equivalent on the other side of it. So let's go and set up for that. Oh, a crossford. I'll keep that. Oh yeah. Nah, who cares about that fucking orange, man? That stuff. Tamiya surface primer. Fine. Ain't cheap, but it does work pretty bloody well. And it's basically the right colour for the Millennium Falcon. I should probably open the door. Hello, we'll come back to that. Alright, well that's 2 coats on there. It does tie it all together a bit better. But as you can see, there's a couple of light leaks. And that's what I'm trying to, excuse me, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. That bit in there and in there, they don't matter, the paint will fix that, but there's that split there and that bit along the bottom there. I've got to fix that. Then after that it'll just get a spray of a slightly darker coat, and yeah, that's where we'll come back. Right, a little bit of the darker grey. Fuck, missed that about 5 times. No, should be alright. So, give that a minute and give it another coat, and that'll do it. Rightio, so that's enough with painting for the moment. That's all nice and tied together. That'll do it. That needs painting at some stage before I put that bit in as well, which adds to the fun. But anyway, I might give you a look at these jiggers, these little light tubes, and I'll explain sort of how they work. So let me find a better angle. Alright, so these jiggers, they are basically to capture light, to stop it escaping, you know, because they're going to be a LED light and they're bright. So basically what it is, it's a bit of this quarter-inch tube which you get from the plastic model shop, and you pay a fortune for it. Let me move around a bit. There you go. So it's just a little piece of that with a notch cut in the end, so that I can stick an LED and you know, spread the legs, and they'll stick out either side, or alternatively with these little fairy lights, the light just sits in there. But I've also got to find a way to constrain the LED so it doesn't come loose. So little bits of foam, same size as that, quarter-inch, 6 mil, something like that. And that bit of foam just pops in there, and then the LED squashes in the end. It expands, and that's the basic idea behind that. Oh, now my finger's gone cramped. Fucking hate that. So that's what's going on there. And those fairy lights, I've had to make them bend around a bit to fit. So to do that, I've just added these little bits and pieces that just hold the wire in the right place. Once you actually get them in there. You know, and there's a bit of foam underneath that as well, and then there'll be, you know, some sort of cap I'll glue over the top. It'll just hold it in place. So that's pretty much where I am. Where do I go from here? I really don't know. I'll probably stick them in there so they're dealt with. I've got one normal LED to put in there. I'll put that in there so it's dealt with. And then, you know, I'm going to have to paint all this at some stage before I put that bit in. I'm going to have to paint that before I put it in. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'll carry on from here, and I'll go and find myself a beer, and I'll come back. Well, that'll probably about do, I think, for the moment. Yeah, I've waffled on enough and made not enough sense, so I'll finish this beer, but you know, we've still got the echidna, so I'll finish this beer and you can see the echidna and yeah, a couple of other critters, so anyway. Oh, just a bit more than a mouthful. Ah, there you go. There's crude. Why can't Sheila's count to 70? Because 69's a mouthful. Ah. Not my joke. But it always makes me laugh. Anyway, I'll see you.